At regular intervals across the square stood enormous bronze tripod sensors arranged in 3 rows of 3, 9 in total, with faint wisps of fragrant smoke wafting up. This way, seeming to understand the children's amazement, the young monk showed a slight smile, allowing them to gaze for a while before calling them back to continue forward. This is the Sea of Clouds, one of the 6 scenic views of Qingyun. There is even better scenery ahead, the young monk explained as they walked, unable to contain his curiosity. Lin Jingyu asked, "What is it?" The monk pointed ahead, the Rainbow Bridge. Squinting into the distance, beyond the far end of the square, past the hazy mist-like clouds, they could make out something glistening. Quickening their pace, they headed towards it. Gradually, the sound of flowing water grew louder, occasionally punctuated by thunderous rumbling noises of unknown origin. As they drew closer, the clouds gently swirled around them like graceful celestial dancers, slowly parting the veil to reveal the magnificent vista. At the end of the square stood a stone bridge, and supported by any piers, suspended horizontally before slanting upwards into the white clouds like a soaring dragon, its audacious posture exuding an indomitable majesty. The faint sound of water could be heard, and under the sunlight, the entire bridge shimmered with a rainbow of colors, as if a heavenly arc had descended to earth in brilliant, kaleidoscopic splendor. Zhang Xiaofan and Lin Jingyu stared in awe, mouths agape. The young monk smiled. "Come, follow me." He took the lead, stepping onto the stone bridge. Only upon setting foot on the bridge did the two notice streams of crystal clear water flowing off the sides, while the center remained perfectly dry. Sunlight filtering through the clouds refracted rainbows across the flowing water and bridge surface. Seeing their enraptured expressions, the monk cautioned, "Be careful, there are bottomless depths under this bridge. One careless misstep, and you'll never find your remains." Zhang Xiaofan and Lin Jingyu were given a start, quickly regaining composure to tread carefully. The Rainbow Bridge was tremendously high and long. As the 3 traversed along it, the white clouds seemed to gradually sink below their feet. The ascent growing ever higher, the strange rumbling sounds also grew louder. After walking for a while longer, the clouds thinned out until they emerged from the Sea of Clouds. Their eyes were suddenly overwhelmed by the vast, crystal-clear azure sky stretching endlessly in all directions, with the boundless ocean of clouds undulating gently below. The panoramic vista expansive enough to leave one breathless. Directly ahead stood the main jade clear palace atop Tongfang Peak, encircled by wisps of clouds. Verdant mountains surrounded the imposing palace halls, while several cranes occasionally circled with melodious calls, as if this were a celestial realm inspiring reverence in the heart. Here the Rainbow Bridge curved into an arc, descending towards a jade-green pool in front of the palace gates. At the same time, faint Taoist chanting drifted out from the jade-clear palace, emanating an aura of transcendence mingled with the growing rumbles. The 3 disembarked the bridge at the shores of the green pool, climbing up a wide stone staircase that led straight to the palace's main entrance. The pool's tranquil surface reflected the surroundings with mirror-like clarity. As they ascended the stairs towards the great doors, a deafening roar like rolling thunder suddenly erupted from the depths of the pool, the same rumbling sound they had been hearing. Turning to look, an enormous whirlpool had formed in the center, and moments later, towering waves surged up as a massive figure breached the surface, showering them with a torrential spray. The young monk seemed prepared, gesturing with his left hand to levitate backwards nearly to Zhang around 6 meters, suspending himself in midair, while the 2 drenched children had no chance to evade the deluge. Yet they paid no heed to their soaked state. Eyes transfixed by the colossal beast that had appeared over 5 Zhang 15 meters tall, with a dragon's head and lion's body covered in thick scales, gargantuan eyes, and moat with 2 razor-sharp protruding fangs glistening in the sunlight. Its ferocious visage inspiring trepidation, the beast shook its body, sending another cascading shower of water droplets before seeming to notice the trio and leaning its massive head towards the stairs. Seeing its head far larger than their combined heights, the sunlight glinting off those deadly fangs, Zhang Xiaofan and Lin Jingyu felt genuine fear gripped their hearts as they instinctively clung together, hearts pounding wildly. At this moment, the young monk had somehow returned to the ground, palms pressed together as he respectfully addressed the beast. "Esteemed one, they are the ones the masters have summoned." The beast glared at him with a snort, eyeballs actually rolling as if deep in thought. Then, no longer paying them any mind, it lumbered over to the pool's edge and sprawled lazily on the bank, letting out a yawn before resting its head down to bask in the sun, falling asleep. The young monk gestured for the two shaken boys to continue onwards. "The esteemed one is an ancient beast called the Qingyun of Waters, subjugated a millennium ago by our sect's founding patriarch, Master Qinji. Back when Master Qinji was establishing Qingyun and vanquishing demonic forces, it lent great power. Now it is the guardian spirit beast of our sect, respectfully known as the esteemed one." Finishing his explanation, he turned about respectfully towards the sleeping Qingyun. Seeing this, Lin Jingyu gave Zhang Xiaofan a meaningful look, prompting them both to reverently bow as well, but the Qingyun did not stir, its thunderous snores indicating it had dozed off completely. After paying their respects, the trio continued onwards, climbing up the high stone stairs. They soon saw the gilded horizontal plaque inscribed with Jade Clear Palace. Approaching the imposing main hall, the massive doors were wide open, suffused with bright light. Inside, where three heavenly immortal deities were enshrined, the primordial lord, lord of numinous treasure and lord of the Tao and virtue, an air of solemn reverence pervaded. Before the divine effigies at the far end of the hall stood scores of people, monks and laymen alike, seemingly all from the Qingyun Sect. In front of this assembly were 7 large sandalwood armchairs, 3 on each side flanking a central one, yet only 6 elders were seated, with the last chair on the right-hand side remaining vacant.